Visualis3R software can set up and match pretty much any flat color, and by that I mean like a Pantone spot color, and also metallics and foil colors. So there's a catch-all that basically will recognize any unknown spot color. So there's no color lookup tables in the Visualis3R software. So if you are using like a Pantone color, it won't recognize it and it won't set it up for you. But it doesn't mean that you can't put in your own values. So in my art file, I have an Illustrator file with a spot color called brand spot color. So that's the actual name of the spot color that's in the file. And it then has a warning sign that says that this layer needs to be configured. So we're going to do that now. So we'll go to the color picker. Now let's say that my brand was, say, like a Pantone 021 orange. Well, I can put in the RGB color value for that Pantone 021 orange, and I can then save it as, I don't know, Pantone 021 orange in my presets, so I can save that. So the next time I come in, if I then have a file with that color in it, I can go to the Pantone 021 orange and we can see that spot color built in. Now we can also set up and work with metallic colors and also foils. So I'm going to set up a metallic color. So let's say, for example, I'm going to use Pantone 8005. It's kind of like a beigeish brownish kind of metallic color. So what I need is the RGB color value. So make sure you get the correct RGB color value based on the information you can find. Be careful using AI based systems to get that information. Quite often it'll give you the wrong color. So I'm using a company called colorxs.com. It's a website, it's free, accessible, and just type in the color value that you need and it will give you those data. So it's saying that 135 and 113 and 90. You can also get that from your actual spot color in your file. So if you're in Illustrator, for example, you can just switch the color mode over to RGB for that particular spot color. It would probably be set up as a lab-based color, but I'll just change it to RGB and it will give you the color value and you can type it in. So now we need to switch it on in metallic. So now we have a metallic effect on our design. So really easy. Now at the moment, this metallic effect in here, you'll see here we've got certain controls. We can control obviously the metalness and everything else. So you can play around with the different sliders, whether it's got more texture in it. So there's a little bit of dimpling in there. We could also put on a little bit of flake size, so we can actually put a little bit of metallic sparkle to it. So that's now no longer giving that kind of flat look. And just to show you how that intensity works, we can actually move this up a little bit more, give it more of a sparkle. So now we don't have that completely flat look, and the great thing about this is it allows you to be able to match all these different types of settings. So I'm just going to make my slightly smaller size, and maybe that is more representative of an offset printed metallic ink. Now we can also save that as a preset, so let's just do this one as test metallic. Save that. If I reset to defaults, bring the file in, bring that up, and I've now got that color pre-built and saved in my library. You can of course export those and share these settings with your friends. So if you have different terminals, maybe you've got 3 different computers and you all want to have the same settings, you can share the settings so you're all using the same. You can also make and match a foil. So in this case, as the checkbox is already selected, all we need to do here is we're going to get rid of the roughness, we're going to get rid of the flake size and the intensity, we're going to bring the reflection right up, we're going to take the texture really quite low, we're going to leave a little bit in there because it's always better to have a little bit of texture inside it. And the metalness is basically how grey and basically how kind of like reflective it is. So we can basically make it look, almost like mirror-like reflective. Or if you bring it down, it's kind of like more of a matte kind of foil type look. So we can basically match foils, metallics, and spot colors using this catch-all system. So that, as I said, it's designed to basically pick out anything that's not recognized. Really simple, really easy. In this case, my brand spot color would be on the bottom because we're going to be printing the foil on the bottom. So just to show you with the text and everything correctly in place. And just so obviously you are aware of that this file is all about where that spot color goes. So because this was basically, let's just say we were using that metallic would go down first, and then you're printing your black over the top, in which case we would have the black text there over the top of our design. So really simple and easy. Just make sure that you put your layers in the right order and set your colors up appropriately based on the RGB color value, and it will allow you to match any kind of brand color.